goodbye. I bet you weren't expecting that. I'm trying this new thing where I'm trying to keep you all on your toes. You don't know what's going to happen next. So I thought I would introduce myself with a goodbye. Anyways, I'm here to talk to you about why I think Fiji Water is weird. You always see, I always would see the ads on the television, right, that are about Fiji Water. And their tagline, right, is like, Fiji Water, untouched by man. It's always like a child whispering it too. So it's like, Fiji Water, untouched by man. This is the audacity of calling Fiji Water, of calling bottled water untouched by man. Bottled water is like the most touched by man that you could possibly get. Am I going crazy here, or am I wrong? I've just been looking more at Fiji Water, and it's just has become more and more weird to me. So I want to talk about Fiji for a little bit, the country of Fiji, which is a country somewhere. It's like an island somewhere in the world, who knows where. Very far away from the United States, 5,500 miles away from California, in fact. Fiji is not a rich country, I don't think. I looked online, about 29% of its population is below the national basic needs poverty line, which is 2,000. So that means that 29% of the population of Fiji makes less than $2,179.39 per adult equivalent per year. So definitely not a lot of money, and that's like almost a third of the country that's below this poverty line of like $2,000 per year. That's kind of sad. But it's weird, right, that Fiji Water presents itself as a premium water company. The only reason why it works is because like Americans know nothing about Fiji. Like, let me give you like an example. Imagine like a bottled water company that was like from Puerto Rico, and it was like Puerto Rican water, untouched by man. I think Americans realize that Puerto Rico is not as developed as some other places. I don't know. Let me look at Puerto Rico 1 second. Yeah, 43.1% of Puerto Rico is lives in poverty. So it does seem very weird to have the idea of like Puerto Rican water, right? But Fiji water, oh, that's so much different, even though, is it really different? This is something that is very strange to me. 12% of the population of Fiji does not have access to clean water. And that just seems so strange to me, that like 12% of the population of Fiji cannot drink clean water because they don't have access to it, and yet like almost everybody in America can like go to the store and buy water, like clean water from Fiji. I hate to say it, but this is because of capitalism. This is what it's done. It's created all these weird things, and this is also because of just people don't know anything about Fiji, and I can't imagine that Fiji water just like it is actually packaged in Fiji, like it is actually bottled in Fiji. I know, like I have this like conception in my mind that like bottle companies all lie about where they source their water. No, I think Fiji actually like bottles their water in Fiji, but that makes me more mad than if they were just lying about it, because like it just is it seems wasteful to me. After all, you have to ship it 5,500 miles. Remember a while back I said Fiji is 5,500 miles away from California? That's a long way to ship bottled water. A lot of oil has to be spent in order to transport it. 2,000 times more energy is spent producing Fiji water than tap water. Also, interestingly, I think this is kind of funny, each liter of Fiji water wastes 1.75 gallons of water. So like in order to produce a liter of Fiji water, Fiji has to like use 1.75 gallons of water. I don't know what to make of that. It makes me feel weird. Yeah, and Fiji Water has done the thing where they've like said that they're going to like plant trees to like offset their carbon emission, and then like ended up just not doing it. Like in 2007, Fiji Water launched a campaign. They were going to offset 120% of its carbon footprint by planting trees. The company only ended up planting 250 acres of trees, which can store 400 metric tons of carbon, but that is not enough to offset the 85,396 tons of carbon and other greenhouse gases that were created by the company in 2007. Carbon dioxide, I said carbon earlier, but carbon dioxide. So yeah, that's so annoying to me when companies do that, when they say they're gonna like do things that are like help the environment, but they're actually like pretty insignificant. A thing you could say about Fiji Water is that like I think Fiji Water does employ a lot of people from Fiji, like at their factory or whatever, or bottling plant, I don't know what you would call it. But there have definitely been some weird things with Fiji Water and like their employees, which are like mostly Fiji inhabitants. Like in 2008, the government of Fiji wanted to raise taxes on Fiji Water. Before 2008, they paid no taxes. The government of Fiji wanted to raise it to 15 cents a liter. And Fiji Water responded with threatening to lay off all of its workers, which, you know, as I said earlier, were mostly Fiji inhabitants. And the government of Fiji dropped the proposal. Clearly, they don't care very much about people from Fiji if they're willing to just like use them as a bargaining chip, so that they don't have to pay taxes. And it happened again in 2010. The government of Fiji again tried to raise taxes on Fiji Water, and Fiji Water shut down its plant and fired all of its workers, which were mostly Fiji inhabitants, again, for one day. Although later Fiji Water was able to like make an agreement with the Fiji government. But again, the Fiji Water is not afraid to use the employment of Fiji inhabitants as a bargaining chip, which I think is kind of strange. It kind of seems like Fiji Water doesn't actually really care about the people of Fiji. I'm just throwing it out there. I just want to mention one last thing because I think it's really funny. In 2006, Fiji Water ran an ad campaign in a few magazines. I think like Esquire was one. But anyways, like the ad said, the bottle says Fiji Water because it's not bottled in Cleveland. You know, Fiji Water was trying to say we actually bottle our water in Fiji. It's not like bottled in Cleveland or somewhere. But the public utilities director of Cleveland ended up seeing the ad, and he was so mad that he had like Fiji Water tested, and he compared it to the tap water of Cleveland, and he found that Fiji Water had much higher levels of arsenic than the Cleveland tap water. Fiji Water had 6.31 micrograms of arsenic per liter of water, which is under the legal limit of how much arsenic you can have. You can have up to 10 micrograms of arsenic per liter, and that's the limit of bottled water sold in the United States. But Cleveland had no arsenic, and Fiji Water had like 6.31 micrograms of arsenic per liter. I think that's very funny. And Fiji Water was trying to say, like, we weren't trying to bash Cleveland, but Cleveland wasn't having it. I just think that is very funny. I don't know. Do you guys like Fiji Water? It just seems dumb to me. That's all I'm trying to say.